holiday shirts and little holiday guitars. Would you say?
I would say.
Yeah.
Welcome to Guitar Paradiso, Acoustic Paradiso.
Acoustic Paradiso.
On Andertons TV, I'm Mick.
And I'm Pete.
And we're here with Faith Nomad series guitars.
Yeah.
Yep. And before we do that, we should say thank you to Tim Holt.
Yes, thank you very much, Tim, for these lovely shirts that we're wearing.
All the way from Victoria, Australia.
I can't believe it.
Yep.
Absolutely gorgeous.
He bought them in...
He bought them in Fiji.
Oh, Fiji.
Fiji.
Yeah, bought them in Fiji.
Took them back, and then they've been sitting in this cupboard a little bit, and then he thought, they were not doing anything there, so he thought it would be better off here at Andertons.
It's a nice change, I've got to tell you.
It is. I like them. They're good.
So thank you, Tim.
Thank you very much. And we'll be wearing them again, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah, we will. Anyway, Nomad.
Yep.
What does Nomad mean?
Nomad means like a travelling person.
Is that what it is?
Someone who travels and moves around.
Because there is a people called a nomad, isn't there?
Well, there are nomadic peoples.
Nomadic people.
Yeah.
That travels around.
They could be from anywhere.
They could be from anywhere.
But they move.
But they move around. They got
just like these guitars.
Yeah. That's
how smooth that is.
That was smooth transition into this next segment, which is these guitars, basically.
Yeah. So Faith Guitars, British brand, been around a good few years now.
Yep.
Probably definitely up there among the kind of mid-price, high-quality, best bang for buck guitars.
Yeah.
Nearly got that wrong.
No.
Really nicely made. Faith has an excellent reputation.
Yeah.
In that kind of price point.
Yeah.
And thusly, small guitars. Small guitars have had a real resurgence over recent years. Travel guitars in particular.
Yeah.
Probably pushed by things like Little Martins.
Yeah.
The Taylor Minis.
Babies.
Yeah.
I think they brought it out first. Was the Martin like 1994, 96 or something, where they came out first?
Possibly.
And that kind of sort of pushed that market, and it's great having a little guitar with you. Comes with little bags, these, don't they?
Yes, gig bags. So depending on what airline you fly on. I mean, to be fair, on most airlines you can take a guitar on.
That's the discussion to be had, isn't it?
Because isn't it just?
I've had experiences where basically like EasyJet is fine. It says in there. Yeah. Whatever it is, the rules, or what do you call that? The
terms and conditions.
There's an actual point that has got to do with musical instruments that they will allow you on the plane, and it's actually down to the captain.
It's the captain's choice.
Whether you if you come to the desk and you go to the stewardess and they say, we can't do this, and say, I would like the captain to tell me. I would like to ask the captain. And I've had my guitar, my Martin OM28V, in the flight case, sitting in the cockpit.
Ah.
Oh, thank you, because I asked. Because it was either that or
because
somebody...
Because the captain's a guitar player, maybe?
I don't know. Maybe. He could be. Or just
If he's a keyboard player, he takes one look at the gig bag, he's like, in the hole.
And I had it in the flight case. I'm not saying it's going to happen every time, I'm just saying, I just asked nicely, I said, listen, I would really like it to come on board with me because it's an expensive guitar. I really like it.
There's a lot about that, isn't there? About your conduct through the
I think
boarding process.
And I think if you're just confident when you walk through,
yeah.
With them, but these guitars anyway, they will definitely fit in the overhead compartment.
Yes.
No problem at all.
Although you can't raise legal action against Andertons if that.
No, if they go, no, you can't.
Chucked off the plane.
It's not our fault. There's so many airlines, and we
always
don't know
check beforehand.
Always check beforehand. Maybe call your airline.
Yeah, Ryanair will just punch you in the face
and charge you £100 for that.
Kick you in the nuts, charge you £100, and drop you off into Tbilisi.
You want to go to the toilet? No, that's £10, please. Anyway, we're not talking about airlines, but we're talking about having guitars like this and taking them with you, whether you go to the park, to have a session with your friends. You go to the park, you have a little barbecue there. It's singing, I can hear it's going with my voice, and just still, Ed Sheeran plays one of these small guitars. He's done pretty well for himself. Nothing wrong with that.
It's its own thing, isn't it? It's its own thing.
It's definitely its own thing. It's its own sound. It's not the biggest sound in the world, as we know. It's not like a jumbo. You go like that and woo, you get all of these.
Yeah.
It's limited in a way with the size and the construction. I think
there are physical.
To be critical about small guitars, they're a little bit limited in there.
There is a physical constraint, definitely. However, Faith has tried to make these the kind of minimum compromise small instruments, and as such they're made from all solid wood. So this is kind of what you might call as a mini dreadnought size. It is called the Nomad Mini Saturn.
Yeah.
Right?
Nomad Mini.
Nomad Mini.
Yeah.
Yeah. Satin because of the satin finish.
Yeah.
So it's basically dreadnought dimensions.
Yeah.
It is 13.5 inches across, which is 2.5 inches smaller than a full-size dreadnought.
Yeah.
About 3.5 inches deep, which is a little bit less deep than a dreadnought. And both of these guitars have a 590mm scale.
Okay.
Traditional full-size acoustic guitar is going to be anywhere between 629 and 648. So it's about 300 meters shorter. It's shorter. And
we don't exaggerate in this program.
As you could probably tell in the opening jamette there that we did, what that gives you is a little bit sloppier string tension.
Yeah.
So you can go for all your bends, and it just feels a little bit more inviting to play the shorter string.
It's very easy to play. The neck is kind of an electric kind of neck. And I assume the neck would be the same on these two guitars.
We'll find out in a minute.
We will find out, won't we?
Yeah. 43mm across the nut, so...
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
All right.
Great compromise. You know, that's pretty much... It's a little bit wider than most electric guitars, but... Yeah.
But you kind of need that on an acoustic guitar for a little bit more.
I think for this size guitar, it's a great compromise.
Yeah. It's a great looking guitars.
12 frets to the body join, is the same on that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
12 frets. So this one is the Mini Neptune.
Bit curvier.
Bit curvier. Bit bigger around here. Is it slimmer or is it the same?
It's the same depth.
It's the same depth.
It's half an inch wider across the lower bow.
Okay. Yeah.
And that one's so. Back to what we were saying about trying to make minimum compromise and maximum quality. Faith has made these all solid guitars.
It's a solid mahogany.
So it's solid mahogany top and solid mahogany back and sides, whereas this has solid spruce top and solid mahogany back and sides, solid mahogany neck, rosewood fingerboards, ebony bridge.
I think kind of the nut bone and ebony bridge. Yeah, exactly. It's not, the specs are the same on these, aren't they?
Pretty much.
You know, so it's whether you like to have this kind of size. I like this in the middle. That's nice.
Yeah, a bit of natural figuring in the mahogany.
Yeah, it's like it's not... Yeah. And it's got the same thing on the back, kind of a little light stripe there.
This one comes with its own internal shaker as well.
They're really good at that.
It's a silica gel packet, people. It's not something loose in the guitar.
Exactly. We've had a jam before, shaker.
Yeah, we have.
Packet jam.
Silica gels.
Anyway, let's listen to what it sounds like. Oh, they've got built-in systems on the back. You can see there's a little battery port there. You got your tune up here with a volume, with a bass and a mid and a treble. Tuner's really good. We'll get a bit close up for you here. So when you press that, it's a little nice colour.
It's got it's
a little colour.
How things change very quickly.
It's this colour.
Yeah,
it's great, isn't it? It's like it reminds me of an old game I had, like little Donkey Kong or something. Donkey Kong. Anyway, let's hear what your guitar sounds like.
Is there a Pokemon in there somewhere?
Is there a Pokemon in there? Oh God, Pokemon! It's going mad. Pokemon. You get people just randomly turning up your house looking for Pokemon.
More players than Twitter now, isn't it? More players than Twitter.
More in 5 days or whatever it was. Now, of course, we are talking the 13th of July, 2016. Maybe this whole thing is just... if you're watching this in 2 months' time, maybe the world has gone Pokemon crazy.
Yeah.
And, people have left their jobs and their families and sold their cars to go and search for Pokemons out in the
I'd rather
wilderness.
like to take this guitar to a deserted island and never see a mobile phone again, people.
There you go. I'm with you there. We'll do your Desert Island, which is a great video, by the way. You should go and have a look. I'm just pitching the pedal show. That was great. I love that. I can do that. That's fine.
Right, come on.
Let's have a listen.
Let's have some listens.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we go for this one first?
Yeah, let's go.
What pick are you using today, Peter? Nylon, 1mm?
Yes, let's do that.
Okay. Right. Shall we have a guess? I'll give you 3 guesses at what chord I'm about to play.
D.
Wrong. How could you get that wrong?
That was a joke, of course, because I know you're playing a G chord.
Yeah, okay. Right, ready?
Yes.
So, Not huge difference in.
I can't really hear much difference, but again, his sound hole is pointing the other way, so it's.
What?
Yeah, you playing that way, your sound is going away from me, where my sound is going towards you.
I see what you're talking about. Yeah,
so in the room, what I'm hearing is yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't hearing a massive discernible difference.
No, not really.
Maybe that was a little drier and more forthright, but yeah.
Forthright.
We're talking.
Yeah.
Minimal differences.
Yeah.
Bit of piquage, Peter.
Piquage. Oh. And when we were just playing now, you were hearing a little mix of the built-in system, which is all set neutral, middle, and volume at 12 o'clock. So we'll just annotate underneath so you can hear it.
I think the nature of guitars with a shorter scale and with slimmed down dimensions is, firstly, if you compare with a full scale, like full-size guitar, let's say a full-size Dreadnought, it's going to sound immediately a little bit more boxy, to give it a negative word.
Yeah, definitely.
And a little more kind of twangy and stringy because of that reduced string tension.
Yeah.
And you can, if you're comparing direct to direct, you can definitely put that in a kind of negative light because it's not giving you the full frequency response and all the rest of it of your full-size guitar.
Like I mentioned in the beginning, which is
Kel Surprise, right? However, I think it has really relevant applications. So if you're playing bluesy, kind of some of that more forthright mid presence and the bendiness of the strings. It's it almost becomes a virtue in a way.
Play that on this.
Similarly, if I could play gypsy jazz, which I absolutely cannot.
Woohoo! Play the same thing on this. Gypsy jazz, it's a similar kind of.
Let's go for the bluesy thing then.
Yeah. What are you feeling as well?
You get more vintage.
There's more, yeah.
It kind of feels like an older, smaller.
Yeah, like a little parlour guitar or something.
Yeah.
You know.
So definitely a step into that territory. I tell you what, having played them, you do this in a sec, but that definitely has a kind of warmer.
Does it?
Well, see what you think. This one definitely sounds a little bit drier, having just played them side by side.
I can hear it immediately.
Yeah.
That one is much more open and much more clear. But this one is much more kind of mellow.
So they do sound different.
They sound completely different, actually.
Yeah. Which wasn't apparent when we did the first.
No, exactly.
Strumming.
It's strummage.
Business.
Wow. Yeah. I actually like that one better. For me.
I think you're going to get closer to gypsy jazz than I ever will. So if
I can't play it at all.
I know. But if you chop out some chop out some chords. Go on, chop out some chords. This is beyond me, but he'll be able to manage this. So, what do you need?
I just soft a pick.
It's kind of you know what I mean. I don't even know what chords to play. There you go. Obviously, can't play that stuff for toffee, but you get that idea. It kind of has that dry delivery which you don't get out of a normal.
Yeah, it's like one of those guitars but a really small sound hole. What are the
Macaferri.
That's it.
Yeah.
It kind of there's not really much coming out of it. You know what I mean? It doesn't project loads of tones and sounds and.
Yeah, the construction of those guitars is completely different. It's a very sort of percussive.
Because this is like it's got back bracing, it's got the X bracing.
Oh yeah, I mean these are made
properly
like
built guitars, aren't they?
Very traditional acoustic guitars. You know, quarter sawn spruce bracing, X bracing. You know, very nicely made, very tidy.
Yeah, it's very tidy.
Proper lining in there, back bracing, top bracing. It's a traditionally constructed acoustic guitar.
Yeah, they're lovely guitars.
And as such, you can probably expect the thing to mellow and kind of grow into itself as you play it more. And
as a good guitar would do. Yeah. You know, they kind of, if you just leave them in, as I said to you the other day, when I leave the guitar out, I want to get it a bit darker, just leave it out because it's nitro. It does that. You know, it will darken down and sound change.
Pete was taking a new guitar out of a case and he's like holding it up, going, "How can I make this look old?" Just leave it out.
Anyway, so they're great, aren't they?
There's a lot to like about a travel guitar. You don't feel as precious about it. Yep. Which is a huge deal.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if you've got your really nice guitar, and some of us are less precious about guitars than others, but if you've spent a lot of money on a guitar, a nice, you know, expensive acoustic guitar, you don't want to be bashing it about. This, chuck it on the back seat of the car, you wouldn't even need to put it in the gig bag.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that.
And, you know, fine, take it wherever you want to take it.
Yeah, you take it all everywhere.
Yeah.
And to be fair, as a starter guitar, if you're starting out, if you're 11 or you're 8, 9, I think 8, 9 maybe would be good size hand-wise for that.
Actually, that's a really good point.
And as a starter guitar, you get so much guitar for your money, and you can actually have this and keep it. So let's say at some point when you're like 15, 16, you want to move on, you've saved up some money, maybe you want to spend $1,000 or £1,500, maybe £2,000, maybe you saved up to buy a really nice acoustic guitar. You can still keep this.
Yeah.
It'll still be with you.
And it has a function.
And it has a function. It's got a place in a collection of guitars.
Yeah.
Because it's the guitar you will take with you when you go somewhere, or you know. So I think if you start out, the pricing will be below, and of course, as we know at the moment, the pound is a little bit up and down. So we're not going to quote any prices in this video because they can go up, or they can go down, and let's see what happens. But the links will be below, and the price will be accordingly. But they are affordable guitars anyway. You know.
I would say serious affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can buy a full size acoustic guitar for the price of these.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a function. But that is super interesting what you said about starters, because it wasn't so long ago that your options for starting on the guitar were
nylon string guitar with a massive neck like
and
that.
And you'd have to get a 3/4 or a 7/8 nylon, which is is great if you're into that. But if you want to on steel string, this is a great introduction.
And a great feel, and they're set up nicely. They play well, and you know, even I think these are 12s. They feel like 12s. Yeah. Well, it could be 13s even, but they're probably 12s. I think. Yeah.
And to all the mums and dads out there looking to buy themselves a new guitar and need a decent excuse to buy a new guitar, this is it. So your 6 or 7-year-old, right?
Yeah.
It's for them, isn't it? Of course, it's for them.
Anyway,
just putting it out there.
Just putting it out there. No, great guitars. The Faith Mini Neptune, the Nomads, isn't it?
Nomad Mini.
Yeah,
and Nomad Mini
Neptune. Yeah, MG says in here. I don't know what that means.
Mahogany.
Oh yes.
Probably.
You're probably right. Anyway, come and check them out. The links are below, and they are in store now in Andertons.co.uk. And that was Acoustic Paradiso. My name is Pete.
My name is Mick.
And thank you again, Tim, for the shirts.
Yeah, cheers, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. See you later.
Bye-bye. Bye.